What's up, guys? It's Mike.
It's Dan.
So over the past week or so, we've been seeing this. Everyone's seen it. This iconic image of this little child, basically sitting there
in the ambulance.
With a very shocked expression. Just blood and mud everywhere.
Right.
What's his name?
Omran Daqneesh.
Yeah.
In the town of Aleppo, which is in Syria, war-torn Syria. Basically, there's also video footage showing him being carried in the evening time by a man into the ambulance and then placed there. So
his brother unfortunately died in the conflict, and his parents they just found. I think his parents are still alive, but this has been passed around all the as a symbol of all the brutality. You think about wars, right? You think about like the people who die. You think about soldiers. But obviously there's so many innocent casualties in a conflict, such as women or children. People who don't want to be any part of this. So this is obviously very barbaric, and this image, like we talked about, everyone in the world probably have seen it. But now there's a story came out of China where CCTV, China state-owned media, basically called this picture a propaganda tool utilized by the West. And they called, and even there's commentary on there that says that little kid should win an Oscar for his acting skills because this is all fake.
And they've actually partnered alongside other like pro-Syrian government entities to analyze, and they basically want to prove to everybody that Western media is using this for their own, and why, because America has a reputation in other countries as well to use reasons to go into the Middle East. It's been going on for since when I was a child. People have been saying that, and this is basically their latest attack on that.
I mean, regardless of whether you believe the U.S. should be involved in this conflict or not, personally, I don't really have a too strong opinion on that. But the image speaks for itself. I mean, that's just the reality of what's happening over there. Let's not take sides for a moment here. Just look at the picture itself. Okay, that picture, whether you want to call it staged or not, I don't think it's obviously not fake. The kid is not faking it. Okay, that's ridiculous. That's one of the stupidest, irresponsible statements I've ever heard from a media entity. This is media going out there. This kid should be winning Oscars, and they're literally saying that the blood is fake because
it's not running.
It's not running.
And they're saying why wouldn't the guy bandage him up? They're trying to rescue as many people as possible in a short amount of time. So if I'm just saying, maybe if the kid appears, the protocol is if he appears all right or whatever, then go back and get another. I don't know.
And the scary thing about this is the propaganda is working. So now the Chinese people are all jumping on board with it, and they're like, it's fake. It's Western propaganda. The kid is just This is why propaganda works, because they censor information. Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, everything's blocked in China. It's you can't get on there except for through VPN. So this is why propaganda works, right? And China has a propaganda department. It's called the propaganda department. And this is what they do, and it works because you only absorb information from one source, then that source puts on a nice show of we report on everything, whatever. So you're gonna believe it. But personally, like I said, regardless of which side you're on, I mean, people are being affected over there. Kids are dying. Kids are losing their siblings. Women and children are being massacred. That is just the truth. That is just the reality of the situation over there. And I think that's what that image really shows people, is that, okay, not only are the soldiers being affected by this, not only are grown-ups affected by this, kids, what did that kid ever do? So it's just like the image before of that kid that they found in the river or in the ocean. Remember that in Greece?
No, I don't remember.
They found the body of a refugee. This is also a very powerful image. The young child. They were showing the plight of the refugees who are trying to escape war-torn the war-torn parts of the world. I feel like this is just an honest representation of the situation. This is just one out of probably thousands of images out there that we're actually seeing, or that's actually caught on tape or caught on camera, that we're seeing about the real situation of what a war-torn part of the world looks like.
Exactly. I mean, it's just pretty disgusting that there's people who are trying to piggyback on this. It's just like it's bad. This is a horrible situation. This is what's going on.
Just calling it fake and calling the kid an actor is just one of the stupidest things I've ever heard in my life. And you gotta be some monster to be like, the kid's fine. You know, he's not that upset. He's not hurt. He just looks like, you know, he just trained himself to have that bewildered look on his face, you know. Yeah, okay, that kid went to acting school to prepare for that role in his life. Really, guys?
And so they had to put on how much would this movie production would have costed? I mean, if you think about it, they'd have to have extras, make sure it's shot in it's like Iron Man 3 when they're trying to shoot those like fake propaganda videos or whatever. And also, like, it's not like I watched this video and immediately I'm like, yo, we need to send troops in there. I don't think Americans are watching this video going, we gotta get up in. Americans don't want to go to war. Literally, most Americans are like, this is why if people in China, they don't see American media, there's a lot of people who are condemning war. And a lot of people were like, do not send our troops in there. And of course, there's people who are like, let's send troops in there. You know, we're talking about after 9/11 and stuff, and also during the Gulf War and all that. So it's not like people are sitting around just being like, "Oh, we need to get up in there immediately and save these people." No, people aren't saying that.
Most ridiculous thing I ever heard of a media entity. Well, it's a propaganda media, so whatever. State control, I get it. But dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. Anyway, let us know your thoughts on the situation. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya
later.